Today's one will be a quick session. We'll start much earlier than before, so just maybe 2 minutes maximum. There we go. So yeah, I was saying yes. Today's session will be a faster one. Okay. Good. So microphone looks fine. Yeah. So let's start. So today we'll talk about your profile and basically how to work on your image and engage in the communities for the most part. That's what we will talk about. And we have around 1 hour and 10 minutes since like from this moment onwards. Okay, let's start. Yeah, so your profile basically we'll talk about what you should do for your profile and what you shouldn't do, and examples, bad examples, good examples, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I can just go straight into it. Like I've put four resumes here, so you'll find them here in the profile folder. And yeah, I mean we can just directly look into them now. Yeah, let's look. So we have a bad junior, good mid, and just an example resume for like a real resume. Um, so different companies classify levels as like different ways, but in general, like you are, I don't know what comes before junior, but let's say maybe intern. Like you're an intern, then junior, mid, senior probably, or it really depends. And there's no one, you shouldn't allow anyone to tell you how many years you need to be a mid or a senior, or that stuff is meaningless, because you can do so much stuff in 1 year that you become a mid-level in a year, or a senior in 2 years. Like if you're really like workaholic, like you have no life or whatever, like yeah. And there are people that have 10 years of experience, but they prioritize other stuff. Like they don't try to engage that much in their work. They just do other things. They are interested in other parts of their lives, not in the work. And then they have like 10 years of experience, but they're not like that advanced. And that's okay. Like everyone has different priorities. um yeah. So but in general, like you can say like a junior has 1 to 2 years of experience. A mid has 2 to 4 years of experience, five maybe. It really depends, but let's say maybe 4 years of experience maximum. And senior usually might take longer. And usually senior has this implication or this unwritten implication that they kind of are good enough to also mentor other juniors. That's kind of the analogy there, junior, senior. Um, but not to like not like a team lead or something like that, where or yeah, like a lead that a technical lead that also like leads the entire projects and also mentors their team. Just uh, a lower key kind of mentoring. Yeah, just general rules. Let's see. Does GitHub show this to us? Can we edit? Open with. Yeah, let's just open it here. Open revealing Finder profile. Okay. Bad junior. So right at the top, it's okay to be creative. I mean, it's especially in game development, like it's kind of expected that you have a bit more creativity in you. So it's okay to be like playful and funny and all of that, but um yeah, you should really like if you're not sure that your profile is perfect, just keep it simple. Keep it simple, like the other example. Yeah, like something like this, right? So if you're not sure whether this looks so good or not, then just use the simple version, right? Just ask your friends, ask somebody who like can give you objective feedback, you know. Let's go to the slides. So yeah, loud colors, overall childish, although that's kind of debatable because we are game developers, and yeah, like I said, there is some creativity out there. Like just it's pretty hard to strike a balance. So just to be safe, use a simpler thing like this. And yeah, let's say maybe you can make the background purple or something if you really want, but like a really faded color. Or yeah, this is just in your too in your face, right? Too yeah, and it's red, green, and yellow, and it's there's no rhyme. The colors don't rhyme with themselves. Um, the language is too casual, so there's also a kind of an art here as well. You have to strike a balance. Like it's okay to be casual, but not. This is not like. It's just as if you're talking with your bodies. Like it's a secret project I can talk about. Maybe it's too exaggerated here, but let's see. I'm a super awesome game developer who loves playing games all along. I'm the best at what I do, and I'm looking for a job that pays me tons of money to make cool games. I mean, this tons of money is kind of an exaggerate. I should remove it, but um, yeah, you see, it's too casual, right? Yeah, I mean, there's also like a balance here. Like if you are ironic here, like it works, but people don't really know if you're ironic or not, and that's what kind of can hurt your image. Yeah, because not everyone people has not any like not everyone has a sense of humor, and that's why like keeping it professional, it's like the safe thing to do because some people just don't understand humor, or even if they understand it, maybe they don't know if you're ironic or not, right? So just keep it simple. Lack of specifics. So skills and projects are vague. So you have skills like Unity. I've used it a few times. C# when developed in Unity. Photoshop, I can make memes. Gaming, I've played some games. Work, you have a programmer at whatever studio where you learned mobile games. You were mentored by a senior dev and upped your game dev skills. It's better than leaving it blank. Much better, like incredibly much more better, but like incredibly better. But it's kind of, it's not specific, and there's no clear logical order. Let's see, about me, skills, work, projects, education, contact. I mean, yeah, there's no order in, for example, your projects. Like in which order did you create them, right? Or your work. I mean, you have only one, but maybe you have like a volunteering work. I don't know, and you just there's no date. Like how long have you worked on this thing, right? And there are resume builders online, yeah, and they kind of babysit you, right, and tell you how ask you by about the dates and everything. Unrelated skills like meme making, yeah. And you have non-professional email and no phone here. So you have like gamergod 420 at hotmail.com. So this is not, I mean, if you are like this, if it's part of your personality and you're like very good at what you're doing and like you can afford this, but if you don't know what you're making, if you are just, you know, getting started and you're like, yeah, I think if you this is not like a safe bet. Yeah, let's look now at a better, like a good junior resume. So I tried to use the same kind of, not like, I mean, it's kind of the same amount of information. So recent computer science graduate with a passion for game dev, proficient in Unity and C#, hands-on experience from personal projects and an internship, eager to contribute creativity and technical skills to a game dev team. Pretty simple. You're just getting started. Like yeah, you're just getting started. Maybe you don't have any experience. You just put the experience like I volunteered for a day at somewhere. Like just do that, right? Just do that. I mean, uh, go volunteer just so you can have something to put on your resume. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's why they volunteer, but not most. I don't, not most of them. I don't want to be like cynic here because it's not. But you can just do some volunteering work, and I mean, you're helping some people, you're providing real value, and you get some value on your resume. So it's a win-win situation. If you're not providing value to other people, and you also don't have some value here on the experience part, it's kind of double the negative in a way, right? So you can even have like double or not nothing, something like that. Um, yeah, but I mean, yeah, even if you don't have any experience, I don't know, if you just want to apply now really fast somewhere, I don't know. Let's say you don't have experience. Yeah, Unity game engine, C# programming, version control, Git, 3D modeling, basic. So it kind of implied that if this is basic and these ones, because you didn't put basic, it means that you are better than basic at them, right? So it's kind of implied, but you can like put um, intermediate level or whatever. Agile development methodologies, mini course, so it's kind of obvious. Projects, pixel platformer, developed whatever with whatever, implemented player movement, enemy scoring system, created virtual escape room, designed and implemented whatever, and yeah, these still don't have like a year or whatever, so it's not like a, yeah, they should have probably like a year here, like when did you develop them. So yeah, it's like a 9. It's a resume of a 9. Experience game development intern, summer 2023. So that's what I want to see, right? So when? And actually, I mean, yeah, summer. It's fine. If it's just experience, like it took a few years or so, you just write, or like January 2023 to February 2024 or something, right? Assisted in in the development of a mobile puzzle game, implemented UI and basic mechanics under a senior dev's supervision. Sorry. Yeah. Education. So what's here? So you here you also, like, if you have any achievements, you should write them here. Like, I've fixed a bug that saved the company 2 days of development. If that's you should really state the hard uh yeah, the like the specifics, any specific thing that's quantifiable. If you can add a lot of quantifiable things here, just add them, and we'll see in the next resume. But if you're just getting started, you probably were just, kind of hanging around there. Yeah, you have your education, you have your year, you have your what courses were relevant in that education, and you have your email. You see jamesmith at email.com. You have your phone, you have your LinkedIn, you have your GitHub. So as just a junior game developer or someone who wants to be a junior game developer, that's what you will write. And even if you aren't or weren't a game developer in your last experience, or you don't have any experience, you also you still want to write this. So in your resume, write what you want to be next, like in your next job, not what you are now. That's a very important distinction to make, and maybe not everyone agrees with this, but you should do it this way. Um, okay, let's see. Any questions? Where's my? Sorry. Okay. Hi man, where am I? Isn't game dev job market very not much there? How many Unity dev jobs? Oh man, I'm not getting into that argument. There's a lot to talk about that. There is always demand, man. There's always demand. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah. So this is like a good junior resume. Relevant skills, yeah. Concrete examples of projects and skills. Yeah, so it's still professional while you're showing enthusiasm. So with this, eager to contribute creativity and technical skills to a game dev team, or whatever wording you want to use. So it's professional, but you show enthusiasm, right? Good. And someone with like 5 years of experience, they have more things here, right? So experience, whatever, specializing in Unity and Unreal, proven track of delivering high quality innovative games across multiple platforms. Even though like you worked in a company, right? It's not you the only one who created those games. So you can still write this, delivering high quality innovative games. So it's kind of ambiguous. Like, did you deliver them, or as alone, or as part of a company, right? But just do it this way, right? Strong leadership skills with experience in mentoring junior developers and managing small teams. I mean, this is, of course, this may be someone who has maybe more years of experience, but you can, like, if you just try to be useful at your current job and just help other people as well, because you can just brag about it here, right? So it's, again, win-win. Technical skills, and you're writing the level in parentheses, right? So Unity Engine expert, proficient, yeah. And if you don't write it, maybe it's like taken as being like a mid. And again, experience, and you see it's a bit more structured because there's a lot to talk about. So It's usually in the reverse order. So senior game dev at this studio from this until present, then game dev at this, then junior game dev at this, and you see like what you did here, like a successful mobile strategy game with over 5 million downloads. So you have a quantity here. Quantity matters a lot in a resume. Quality and then quantity, but I mean they are not exclusive. Implemented whatever, mentored whatever, mentored. This thing, I like this a lot. Optimized game performance went from 50 FPS to 60 FPS. This is quantifiable. Yeah, implemented in app purchase and ads, and yeah, quantities again. Key projects. So key projects that you've made or worked on as part of this experience, or in your like, yeah, in your own personal time, and cosmic whatever, implemented whatever, education, and ideally in either as a junior, even as a junior. Yeah, this is good projects. Yeah, you should have like at least 3 projects, even if it's like one project took you only a week or so. Just put it there. But like if you have a few months at hand, like you can create a lot of things. Yeah, education, whatever, and you put them in the same descending order. Yeah, so awards and achievements, if there are any, and you can get awarded very easily if you participate in hackathons, or they are called like game jams in the game development industry. So try to participate in game jams. There's a lot of them, like small, big ones. Like just Google them, and then you can have an awards section like this, and it matters a lot. Like it matters a lot. And again, the contact information, and this guy also has a website, right? And yeah, it really, you can make a website to the GitHub pages, and I really encourage it. And all of my websites are made with GitHub pages. Yeah, good. Let's see what next. Yeah, so I'm using resume.io, so I won't enter it and show you how it's how you complete your resume. You just complete it, and you can, of course, you have to pay to download it as a PDF. There are ways to get around that, but I won't be talking about it. But it's like $2, or I don't remember how much to download it. If you want to download it, but I always send my resume as a link. So what I've done, I've created a redirect. So it's like, I mean, I won't show you because I don't really put my resume public in public, but it's like you can write your own link shortener, and it will point to your resume, right? So it's always online, and you'll be able to see it. And actually, it's here. This is like one which I've just I removed the sections that I didn't want to put publicly. So there are a lot of designs on resume.io, and I like this the most because it kind of it's clean enough, but also like it has some like employment history has this suitcase, and profile has this icon, and so on. Education, backstory. Yeah, you can, I don't think I will go too much into it, but you can take a look at it. So you have links, you have skills. I like this a lot because it's visual. It's like the health bar in a game. It's more visceral, or how should I name it? Like it's easier to understand when it's visual than if you write expert, proficient, beginner, whatever, right? You have it like this. Hobbies, if they're interested in that, employment history, education. So, for example, you can put, if you pursue a course on Coursera, put it here because it's education. For example, University of Alberta had a course on software design and architecture, and I took that, and it took some time, and you have a certificate. and so on and so forth. And if they are interested in your backstory, write it here. I really like this. Like I would, when I will recruit people, I would read this. This will be very very important for me, but it's not important for everyone. Yeah, like I started as a Counter-Strike 1.6 server manager. I've created servers, maps, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's it. It's just a resume, right? And there are multiple designs. This is the one that I liked. Yeah, good. GitHub. So you should have a GitHub profile. Like that's no question there. And here you'll see like when they browse your GitHub, they can press on the years here, right? And they will see all of your activity like in each day. And you can see like 2022, I highlighted it because it was the most active one for me. So I can kind of brag about it here. But yeah, some people also can customize this thing here, and it's kind of your nerdy resume where you have lots of stats there, and probably they are called the GitHub apps that do this for you. Yeah, so and there's a trick, like even if you're working on private repos, you can still have your activity shown here. So that's the cool part about it. You don't need to build in public necessarily. Since many years ago, GitHub now allows free private repos. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Before you only had to, you could only do public repos for on the free plan. So yeah, as a recruiter, as a technical recruiter, you would probably go here and look at the guys or the girls or the days profile. And yeah, try to always specify your email address when you're creating a Git repo and pushing it to GitHub, which means you're going here and in the settings, you'll find somewhere here like git config, right? And you set your name and your email. And I think the email is required, so that when you create a commit, basically a snapshot of your repo should always be signed by someone with an email, if I remember correctly. So there's always an email there. So you're having it, and if you will ever share your code publicly, there will be your email, and you can change it. Pretty hard to change, but you can change it afterwards. But if you're not comfortable sharing your email publicly, then use like an email that you don't really care about. And I mean, if you're mainly pushing to GitHub, then they have GitHub has this cool trick where they are using this pseudo or alias, or yeah, they're an internal email, like whatever number plus your username at users.noreply.github.com, which you can use as your email in your git config locally, like on your PC, on your laptop, or wherever you're using it. You can use it that way. And you see here, I think that's that's basically all my commits are using this email. And the reason for that is that so that they can appear here, all of your activity. That is very important. Don't work for someone and just send them the code, because one, you won't have redundancy in case your house explodes or whatever, or something like that, or your laptop gets stolen or something like that. But also your activity won't be logged, right? So just specify this thing in your git and use git and push code, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, there are pros and cons to it. Like privacy means no one can reach you. So if you want to somehow, like if your email is already public and you want, like after 5 years, somebody who has a problem, a bug with your software, or I don't know, if they want to reach you, or if you want to take pride or something in your work. Maybe you get a repo that gets too popular, like yeah, gets popular, and you want your email to be signed on each commit, and people can ask you like, hey, why did you do it this way, or hey, I want to hire you, or whatever. Like, yeah, that's you cannot be both private and public at the same time, right? Yeah. So you can have a lot of emails. So you can have like 10 emails if you want. Like if you have already used a lot of emails along the time, yeah, along the in the past, you can just put them here, and this activity will appear here, right? And you need to verify them, I think. But also, you see, like I haven't verified this one because this one was like I had a virtual machine and I wanted to somehow sign commits with these emails so I can know that they came from that virtual machine, and I haven't verified it, but the activity still showed here. I don't know how it works. So yeah. Yeah, you have a primary address and you can like keep my email addresses private. And what that means is when you go to GitHub and you modify a file, for example, you go here, you modify it, and then you commit changes, right? You're basically doing it in GitHub's own web editor. And then they would be using this email of yours. And if you don't want to share it, I mean, by the way, this email is public, right? I just didn't want it to have it here in the slides. They will use this thing, right? So that's why I just took it, and I'm also using it from local when I'm pushing code from local to the cloud. And that's what this means. And also like block command line pushes that expose my email. So like if you're by mistake will have signed an email with your like an email that's up there, and this is checked, keep my email address private, and this is checked, then GitHub will block that, so that you won't push your code by mistake. Yeah, add as many emails as you want. Yeah, and yeah, your profile on LinkedIn. Try to use this tagline a lot. You see, this guy has like founder, digital business strategist, growth expert, solution architect, whatever. It might sound like verbose, and you might not like it, but that's how recruiters find you. So if you're at the beginning, like this thing matters a lot in your about section. Just put like, I don't know, if even if you're at the beginning, like put C# beginner, C# enthusiast, programmer enthusiast. You can even put gamer if you want. Like, just put like whatever you like there. Like you can put even like explorer. I don't know if you like, you're kind of an explorer. I don't know. But yeah, keep it relevant. I mean, yeah, keep it like C# or JavaScript or whatever, or Unity developer, game dev. Just put everything here. um, and also this about section, take it from your resume is the same. Keep it simple. I mean, this is not really simple, but what I mean is just use a lot of keywords that are real and define what you know or what you are about to learn, or if you're applying now and you know that in the next week you will be learning something, just put it here, right? You don't need to always be like it's kind of a lie to put here like, okay, I will finish a course on animation in 2 weeks. I can already put it here like I already know animation because I will finish it in 2 weeks, and you won't be employed. Like you won't get hired in 1 week. Like it will take some time, some interviews, and so on, right? So it's kind of, you're lying, but the end result is the same, right? So you shouldn't like be 100% not lying, right? So you can technically lie, but practically not lie. That's basically the idea. Lying in the bad way is when you lie and when you arrive to the job, you don't know that you don't have that skill, right? Then it's lying. Good. Experience is the same. Just take it from the resume. You'll know what to do there. And Coursera has this, and of course others probably like Udemy, whatever, have online certificates, and they. I don't know if it's integrated with LinkedIn in some way or not, or if you just put a link there. But yeah, LinkedIn has this thing where it takes the media, image, and whatever from your link, and you can see it here. Yeah, just your certificate. So if you took any course, go here and put it here on LinkedIn. And yeah, guess what? You'll take one from yeah, you'll get one from this course as well. So you'll be putting it here, and it will be permanent in a link at the link, and you can also download it, and we'll talk about that later. If you aren't getting at least 2-3 offers per month, you're doing something wrong. Yes, even as a complete beginner. So this might sound frustrating for some of you, but it's really true. Yeah, I don't think the offers ever decreased in frequency. Maybe occasionally, but even if you are at the beginning, if you're at the beginning, if you've created your profile in a way that reflects what you know now, plus what you will know in next few weeks, if you are still learning something, and yeah, if you have at least maybe 2 or 3 projects, and by the way, you can put on LinkedIn, you can also put some of your projects. Recruiters just start searching for you, right? The HR people are paying a lot on LinkedIn to find people like you, like on the whole spectrum of levels, like from 0 years of experience to 10 years of experience. And yeah, just help them help you. Use relevant a relevant tagline and this thing, right? This is the most important one I think they are looking for. And this thing, and I think they are using a lot of automation tools and all of those stuff behind the scenes. So just do that. Just fill your tagline and about section and have something to fill it with, which means as a beginner for free, you have to work at least 3 projects. And here's the key. This is important. So as a complete beginner who never worked for a company, you shouldn't try too hard to build your profile. If you don't, yeah, the same thing as I said, if you don't have at least 3 projects. So prioritize having 3 projects instead of having a perfect profile. Even though like the profile will get you leads or will get you uh will get recruiters interested in you, try to have at least 3 projects. Like, it's so simple, man. It's so enjoyable. Like if you don't like to create projects, then what are you doing here? Do something else. Your ancestors survived because they were doing something that they like. So if you're not made for game development, probably you're made for something else, and you will do that thing a whole lot better. I mean, if pressing new project and getting there and learning and doing it, if that doesn't bring you joy and happiness, just don't do it. I mean, I would just work on game development projects for continuously if I could, right? And I did at the beginning. That's why I stayed in the industry until now. So yeah, at least 3 projects. Um, go build them and stop complaining about how college didn't help you get a job. You build a feature, it's not handed to you. So yeah, this is kind of um, if you can call it an aggressive slide, if you're a sensible person, but it's true because you build your future, right? You build these 3 projects, you build them, so you basically enter the universe in which good stuff happens to you professionally because you build the projects and you do it, and then you will find work. You don't just yell and wait for somebody to somehow be convinced that you will do the work, right? Community. So Reddit is huge, but generally people are more negative here. So community, why do you need community? Well, first to find jobs or to find collaborations or maybe to find developers if you already have something and you need help and you want to pay somebody for that thing. But also to talk about your project in progress projects. Just see what other people are working on, and you'll see there's a lot of people like you. Like we are 8 billion, and I don't know, maybe let's say pessimistically 1 billion are are on on the internet. Just I think I don't know the numbers, and then maybe 100 million are kind of tangent to software, just tangent, not software developers like in IT or something. And then 10 million are like developers, and 1 million maybe are game developers. Like just take it, I don't know about the numbers, but and you'll find them like from the whole, like from 0 to 30 years of experience in game development, right? So you'll find all of the, and people want to sell stuff and all of that stuff. So it's just the real world, right? They help other people and other stuff. Um, yeah, and well, what I wanted to say. Yeah, I don't remember what I wanted to say, but basically, you have to be in at least one community, and just oh yeah, go and see that there are people like you. There are people like you there. That there's a lot of people like you. Better, worse, like just go there and don't just program by yourself and just with maybe one or two persons somewhere in a gaming chat on Discord. Just go into communities and see, like you'll see people that are better than you or people that are worse than you, right? So uh yeah, it's kind of I see that I know that a lot of people are extremely introverted. I think that's, yeah, how you said. And they don't really want to engage, but there's balance in everything. Like an extroverted person needs to work on being introverted, and an introverted person needs to work on being extroverted. So they will kind of tend towards the middle. That's like the best of both worlds. Yeah. So yeah, Reddit is a bit negative here and there. So probably because bots, there are a lot of bots there. There always have been, and they need engagement to get upvotes, and then they just go and tell you like, what a ugly game or whatever, right? And they drive engagement and all that. So just don't take anything personally, and it might even not be real. Like it might just be a bot. Um, yeah, these are the communities that I'm in. Like I'm in a lot of communities there, subreddits they call them. In this order, kind of. So this is what I would how I would go through them. But try to find many others. Like you can find a lot of other communities, many more communities other than these. Um, yeah, just go there. Like you only see that just the text like r slash whatever, but this thing like represents thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people, and a lot of posts. And you see this guy posted like, updated my movement for my fast-paced guns like controller. Let me know how it looks. And it's 6 hours ago, and already four upvotes, and people are posting everything. Just post your stuff there. You can be anonymous. Like that's kind of the Reddit way of doing things, like being anonymous. So yeah, just go now and subscribe to all of this, screenshot this thing, or just remember to come back to this video because this video will be short anyway. Community, Discord. So Discord is kind of everything that applies to Reddit, in the sense that you have to do it, and there are a lot of communities in which you have to get involved. The same is with Discord. These are the ones that I know about, and there are many more. Just go here, discord.com servers, and you use this query. Let me put it here. Yeah, man, I will address these questions in a while. Just I want to see. I want to make sure that I will finish the slides soon. So I have time for that. Sorry. Yeah, I put it there. Yeah, and that's with Discord. Like everyone knows Discord. Like everyone knows Discord, right? Then community LinkedIn. So basically, there are a lot of groups on LinkedIn, and I don't know. Do I have any groups here? No, I don't have any groups here. But you'll find them. Just write Unity development, Unity developers, and you'll find them. You'll find developers in your country, in your local area, or maybe even in your city. Just go hang around because they are as weird as you. So you're all weird and you're all geeks, maybe, or something. Just don't assume that other people are, I don't know, have like you shouldn't be scared of other people because they are probably scared of you as well. So just go and engage in stuff, like just find your people, right? Find your people. If you exist, then obviously there's someone else that exists that's like you, because it's not like we are so, I mean, we are very different, but you know, like it's one of those things. They're just saying, like, if there's someone with a problem, there's someone else with the same problem, so we have to work on a solution or whatever. And it's the same thing with this thing, with the community part. So you will find your people. You just have to look for them. And I don't mean that you need necessarily to just engage in person meets and all that, but you will find a lot of interaction, useful, constructive interaction and feedbacks, even online, right? So you have lots of groups here on LinkedIn, and yeah, engage in conversations. Even if you're a small account, just put an image there, put a photo of you. Like I haven't really talked about this, but man, put a photo of you. Just don't, I mean, it's better to have a photo and bad about, in my opinion. Or maybe that's too extreme, but it's better to have a photo and an okay about than not having a photo and a stellar about. Just have a photo, I can't emphasize this enough. In the worst case scenario, make that you know, like people now are doing like a cartoonish version of themselves, but you should still look like this, not completely different, right? Incredibly important. Put a photo. LinkedIn. Yeah, and engage in conversations. Like you might be interested in some things, some game development things, some like follow people, and just even if somebody is too popular for you or whatever, like if you really have a question for them, just ask them. For example, I have a very small Twitter account, and I asked Paul Graham, which is it's a very big guy in the startup space, and he writes amazingly well written essays about startup building and just in general how to manage working on a project and all of that. And yeah, he just replied to me once, and his advice was really good, actually. Like it really helped me. So I went and started to implement what he just answered, just maybe 7 words, or I don't know, 10 words, right? And it really helped because it validated both my question. Like my question is not, let's see. Hello. Yeah, my question was not like stupid, right? So my question was not because if my question would have been stupid, he would have said, or he wouldn't have answered it, or he would have just said like that's not right. But he, like, by responding to my question, he just validated that my problem is real and that I'm right by thinking about that problem, and he gave me a solution. It really, I really like that, because I kind of knew about all of the possible solutions, and he kind of prioritized that one for me, and yeah, it really helped. So that thing can also happen to you, like in the sense that you might get some really good advice from someone that's much further along the path than you, right, in your career. So but in general, just engage in conversations, right? Sorry, so just ask questions on posts, give maybe some feedback, like, hey, this is a cool game, or hey, did you consider like not using that many colors because they might not look good, or depends on what you're interested in, right? So just try to engage in conversations. um More of a general rule, yeah. Yeah, you put yourself out there, and people who like what you say or show, they will check your profile, and you never know where the opportunity comes from. So that's how it works on every kind of social platform, right? You put stuff on your bio or the about or whatever, and then you go and engage, and people will see what you're posting, and they will engage. They will, if they like you, they will check your profile. Unity forums, they are now being migrated to Unity discussions. So new URL, new. Okay, this is kind of I see. Um. Okay, this is meets. I don't know. Anyway, uh, this was the previous yeah, the previous style, and now is the new style. Uh, of course, looks better, but there's a lot to migrate that on their side. So if you're searching for stuff now, you might just not find them immediately on Google. But I think like in maximum amounts, they will get the handle on it. And yeah, Unity forums are the number one source of information, and you again will find people from all of the like levels of experience, and this is the main reason Unity got so popular, and why like a lot of people recommend Unity, because there's just so many people using it, and it's still like there's some negative news here and there, like I know, like it's always like that, but the general sentiment is still that Unity is like very powerful, and you can do a lot of things with it, and it's still too popular. It's like kind of too big to fail. Although that, I mean, it can fail if in the sense that I don't know, just the whole company shuts down or something like that. But you can still use older versions of Unity or something like that. Like um, it's really hard to fail, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, and you don't really have to go to the forum to search something. Just Google will take care of it. So you just search what you want on Google, and you will find it. And yeah, LLMs usually have a cutting point where their info is generally a bit outdated. So from time to time, like also like consult the real search engine. And I know they will create like like Search GPT and coming up, and probably other things, and Perplexity already exists, where they also have like a search engine in them inside. But yeah, at this very moment, like I'm using like ChatGPT and Google like 50-50, right? Um, Probably in the future you'll have a single unified thing. Um, yeah. Community, Facebook and Meta, I honestly didn't use them a lot, but there's a lot of people there, and I should use them. So this is an advice for myself as well. So these are names of communities, but you should write them, like you should write just Unity manually and see how many there are. But I mean, just to keep it focused, maybe join these 5, and just maybe turn on notifications or whatever if you are okay with having notifications, and yeah, go and and join these ones. Oh, so I went too fast. That's good. That's good. We have like 17 more minutes or something like that. And it's also good because you can send this video to everyone, you see, because it's not really about game development. It's like 5% game development. So you can send it to everyone. It's free. It helps you, like if you're in the software industry, regardless of your level. This, I think, it's very important because I think 80% of people don't know everything that I wrote in this thing. Maybe there's a slide that they will see and they will say like, man, I didn't know that, like that's amazing, or right, and that's enough. Like that's, even if they don't know about one slide, then that's perfect. That's enough for you to send them the video. Let's see, man, where am I? You ask some things here. Actually, it's good that we have some questions, so because we have some extra time as well. How about your own projects in the CV, especially multiplayer games, server with authoritative server, publish on each, because Steam takes 100 to publish per game, I think. Yeah. I mean, if you publish a game on Steam, that's pretty. That kind of already kind of secures you uh, an internship somewhere, because people will see that, man, this guy has spent $100 for this to publish a game. Like, wow. But I mean, the game should be pretty good, or I mean, it shouldn't be just, I don't know, a cube that moves around or something, right? It should be kind of, it should look like a game, right? Uh, and I mean, if you make it in 1 month or something, it's fine, right? It's not, you don't need to spend like 6 months on a game. Although it might look better, right? But just don't spend the full time 6 months on a game and then try to convert it into a internship or whatever, right? Try to have maybe 6 games in 6 months. That's better. And even in general, like it's better to like have like 12 projects in 12 months or something like that than a big beautiful project in 12 months, because it's this general rule that usually it's better to search in breadth than in depth. So just go like wide. So go and search in all directions at once, then going into one direction and going uh, very in detail, and yeah. So how about, that's the question was, how about your own projects in the CV, especially multiplayer? I don't really understand what that question means. It's like, do you mean like mine as me, Lucian, or just in general? But if you mean in general, like, yeah, that's what I was saying. You should put everything on your resume. Like in my first resume, if I can find it, I will maybe talk about it. But I don't know. I even had I was mixing stuff in the virtual DJ software, and it was really bad, but kind of good, but bad. And I put it on SoundCloud, and I put it on resume. I put the link there, and I've got an internship. I got an internship at Ubisoft here in Bucharest, and that changed my life. And I don't know, man. Like if I were, like I said, if I were a recruiter, I would look at everything. Like I even put a blog where I wrote poems, and I mean that doesn't have anything to do with the game development, right? But like I had this like uh persuasiveness. Like I said, man, I did that, and I'm proud of it, and it's kind of creative, and games are kind of creative, and I put it there, right? And I was about to say that if I were to recruit people now, I would really care about those stuff as well. I mean, if I'm recruiting someone with 7 years of experience, those things are less relevant. But when you're getting started, you just have to show that, okay, especially in game development, like creativity is and I hopefully is in many companies quite valued, right? So if you're creative in music or whatever, it means you're creative anywhere, because creativity is universal. So yeah, just put all your projects in the CV. Just don't make it too long, because people don't want to uh and won't scroll to your resume if you're just like, if you are a junior, or just not even a junior developer, right? Just make it short. Like, don't write stories. Like, try to always be as concise as possible, and use as few words as possible. Even if you have a lot to say, just remember, your recruiter is not your therapist, so you shouldn't like write there to unload some things, like, oh man, it was so hard, and whatever. Right? Just yeah, just use the least amount of words to describe what you've done. And yeah, that's my advice on that part. Which cities have the best opportunities to get hired as game dev? I don't think you should really think of it this way. You should try to get hired like remotely as much as possible if you want, because people are getting used to this remote thing. And even though like a lot of companies still push this work from office thing, um if you're not making pancakes or stuff like that, if that's not your job, you should be able to work remotely. And it's the company's problem if they don't know how to manage people remotely. They should motivate people to work, and like, I know it's a hard issue to solve. Like, people might not want to work. They would just put a device on their mouse wheel to scroll the mouse, and that's their work. But it's a hard problem to solve, but also it's not going anywhere, in the sense that after after the pandemic, people saw that you can also work from home, so, and make a lot of work. Like, you can do a lot of work. um yeah, and most of the software companies should allow remote working, and like full remote working. Like, you should come to the office just to see your colleagues, because you miss them and it's fun. And when you come to the office, you don't really work that much, because you hang out with those guys. And yeah. But yeah, like, I realistically speaking, like, maybe there'll be a few years until that becomes like universal rule. And yeah, you still have to show up in person. As like, when you're asking what cities have the best opportunities to get hired as a game dev, one might assume that you mean that you have the possibilities to travel anywhere. And if you do, because usually when there's a higher wage, when there's a higher wage, then of course, or it's the other way. When there are higher cost of living, there's also higher wages. So it's kind of, it doesn't matter what the cost of living there is. Just to fly in, fly out, or whatever, that's your initial cost. Um, I am not an expert, but I know for sure in the US, like um, uh, in US, lot of locations there, like most of them, right? In the East Coast and in the West Coast, I think all of the big cities, like, you'll find a lot of opportunities. And in Europe, you have again, just in more developed countries, you have more opportunities, and vice versa. Or yeah, like, well, Unity came from Sweden or Norway, I don't remember. That's where their its co-founders were, if I remember correctly, or one of them, or yeah. So, or Finland, I don't remember. One of the Baltic, or yeah, the northern countries. Um, yeah, there, if you can go there, but it's quite, it's quite cold. Um, Yeah, I mean, you can find jobs in Belgium, in Germany, in the UK, a lot of jobs, even remote. Even you can find an agency, a lot of agencies, and send them your resume, and they'll find a job for you, and they will charge like triple what they give you, but it's still a lot for you, and that's how agencies work. They make a lot of money. Um, yeah, but it's good for you because they still give you a much better hourly rate than other opportunities that you might get by yourself. Um, yeah, I don't know. From what I've learned, like Spain doesn't have too many game development jobs, if I remember correctly. Somebody told me, but I wasn't there to see. I don't know about France. Yeah, you have in Romania. So, I mean, it's kind of an average market. Like it's fine. You'll find jobs. Maybe in, where else? Like I don't know. You'll find a lot of game development and 3D tools development jobs in UAE. So in the United Arab Emirates, you'll find a lot of jobs there. But it's usually like you'll have to go there in person, and yeah, you have to consult with someone who's already there. Ideally, not go like not knowing anyone. Um, I don't know. Like I know Australia has a lot of opportunities, but I haven't looked too much into it. Um, yeah, San Francisco, Los Angeles, all those big cities in US have a lot of opportunities like this. If you can go there. Um, yeah, I don't know about Asia because I'm not from there. So, um, but I guess like Singapore has good or Hong Kong has good opportunities there as well. Um, maybe I don't know, like if you mean like in terms of salary or whatever, right? Um, what is a good salary if you have the skill to build? Little company, Fall Guys, no art. What is a good salary? So it always depends on your location. Although, like as a developer, I don't like that concept. Like for someone to pay me based on my location, but that's how as a employer or as a let's say as an employer, I would pay people based on their location, but not as like it won't be like a difference between like 200k and 100k per year just because you're in a different country. It would be maybe just 20% or something like that difference, right? Um, yeah, but I as an employee or yeah as a contractor, I will try to just charge as much as possible, right? Because that I want to make as much money as possible, regardless of where I'm based off, right? So whether I'm like in Bucharest, Athens, San Francisco, Thailand, Norway, like I'll try to charge the same hourly rate. Um, so what's a good salary? I mean, if you mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends if you have the skill to build. So you mean maybe like, yeah, creating the little company thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's say like a mid range would be maybe like if you're living in a low cost of living country, um, I don't know. It could be probably 5k per month. Let's say like 5k dollars per month gross. So yeah, we are getting into um taxes and all of that because depending on where you live, 10k gross can mean 2.8k net, right? So but yeah, that would be I'm talking in gross salary. So like 5k would be the low income country, so gross. If you know how to build that game that you sent me yesterday, the Lethal Company game. That's what it was called. I remember. That would be like, I guess, the lowest or not or an acceptable one. And I mean, it can go even to maybe 7K. I don't know. In like, if you are based off UK, for example, or if you will be based there, it can get to 10K, 12K, and yeah, even per month. Like if you know how to create a game like that, little company, if you're not rushing in, like if you're not searching urgently for a job, but in the sense that you are searching quite fast and quite a lot for it, and writing to agencies and writing to game development studios people like CEOs and all of that on LinkedIn, because most of them you can write them or you can connect with them and add a note. You will eventually find an offer, but it might come after 3 months. I don't know. So it depends on how long can you wait. Yeah, 2 more minutes here. Yeah, but and I don't know, in US it's kind of probably the same as in UK with sellers, because also the cost of living is too high. Yeah, that's I think I answered that. How about Udemy courses? I don't know what was the context for that question, but yeah, Udemy is also good. If I remember correctly, I didn't use it that much. I used Coursera, and I saw, was that website which always has courses that are discounted from $400 to $20. Is it Udemy? I don't remember. So I know it was Coursera. Oh, Udacity was the other one that I knew about. Like just a professor from my at university told me about them. Mildly ironic. And from then I stuck to Coursera in Udacity, and I learned from there a lot of things. But yeah, courses on Udemy. There are a lot of them, and just try to get ones which are just the most popular and that have like 4.8 rating, and or maybe 4.7. But for game development, just use this course. This course is amazing. I mean, if you want to go into specifics, then go on Udemy, right? If you want to deepen your skills. It's pretty hard to have a holistic course that takes you from zero to how to get a job like this course does. So yeah, you know about the tutorials hell, where you can see a lot of things, and you see a tutorial, then another tutorial, then another, and you're kind of getting stuck, right? That's why you need the course either on Udemy or this course or other course, and you can take one, like you can take multiple ones, but try to not take like a lot of them, unless maybe you're very unlucky. Yeah, so I didn't take any course on Udemy, but if they have a lot of content, and just they should have a lot of hours of content. Just look at that. When did you start as a CS server admin or programming in general? Then what made you focus on? In 2006, when I first got internet. I really would have liked to get internet maybe in 2002 or something like that. That would have been amazing. Or 2003, or yeah. But yeah, that's when I got it, and I wanted to have a Counter-Strike server. I got a gun game server and a zombie plague server that's made by that guy Merciless. It was a guy that was creating mods, and it was amazing. I really would like to create a game similar to the zombie plague mode, because it's very fun. It's very fun. Like it's very scary, fun. You have a sense of progression. You have diversity. It's amazing. And I don't know. I just a guy came to my university, and he said, "Okay, I worked on Assassin's Creed and I've made that building," and that inspired me a lot. Like when I saw that thing, like this guy has made a building inside a game that I really like, and it's a Ubisoft game. And I said, man, I really want to do that. And I went to learn 3D modeling, and I applied as a 3D modeling, and they rejected me. But they accepted me as a programmer because I was at I was doing computer science at the university, and I just got lucky, very lucky actually. So it's a lot of luck. So it's not like I'm entitled for everything. I got pretty lucky. Um, and yeah, it kind of went from there. I went there from Unity because we've created a VR game there. When the first development kit came out, the development kit 2 or 1 from Oculus, then we were there and we've made a real shooter in 3 weeks with other people there. And it was amazing. And we've used Unity, and I've kind of stuck with Unity since then. Yeah. Okay, guys, I have to go. I am 3 minutes over, so